This is an interview with Representative David Gibbs for the Jackson State University Robert Clark Era Oral History Project by Emanuel J. Abston. Representative Gibbs is at the Comfort Inn in Columbus. Good evening, Representative Gibbs.
Good evening. Good evening.
What I'm going to do is ask you at first something about your personal history, and then we sort of going to shift over to Robert Clark. Were you born in Columbus or in this county?
No, I was born in Clay County, Jordan County, Clay County, West Point, Mississippi.
All right. And so are you a first-generation resident of that county and the like? Are your people? Or?
No, I'm a fourth generation.
Oh, okay. Your people have always lived in this county?
Always lived in Clay County, yes.
Oh, it's very interesting. Very interesting. And you attended elementary school?
In Clay County.
What elementary school did you attend?
I attended White Station Elementary School. It was a country school. I live in the country. I don't live in the city. I live in the county.
Okay. All right. And can you name one favorite teacher even in elementary school?
Yeah. Mrs. Gibson.
Ms. Gibson taught you what?
That was my first grade teacher.
Oh, she taught you everything?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Ms. Gibson.
Mm-hmm.
I see. And was that a large school out in the county?
No, it wasn't a large school. It was basically a community school. At that time, every community had a school. Just
Yes.
like every community have a church.
Yes.
Had a church. Every community had a school.
Uh-huh. And so you attended what high school after that?
It was Northside High School in West Point. That was the colored high school at that time.
All right. And did you attend college afterwards?
Yeah, I attended Kentucky State right after I graduated from high school. And after I went to Kentucky State for a year, where my mother was old and nobody was left at home with her, so I had to drop out and come back and try to help support my mother.
Okay. That happens. That happens to the typical family that you should, I say, your immediate family members advance in age, and the persons have to see about them. Now, do you have any brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I had 3 brothers and 3 sisters, and they were all gone except my baby sister.
Okay.
So at that time, farming was primarily occupation of rural people.
Sure.
So I had to come back and help farm so I could take care, help take care of her and help take care of the farm.
Now, are you a resident? In other words, you all still own that estate?
Oh, yes, yes. Uh-huh.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very good. What size acreage is that?
We had 40 acres there.
Okay.
And see, my grandfather, he also had about 300 acres.
Okay.
And so that's still in the family. He bought that in 1880.
Okay, really? Mm-hmm. That's very interesting. You all are some of the large landowners up in this county then.
Well, we're not, I don't consider us large landowners as, my immediate family, but as a family of my grandfather,
yes,
we still own the land.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. So his name was Gibbs then?
Yeah.
Sure, okay. All right. Now, you attended Kentucky State, you came back, you dropped out, what else happened there?
I dropped out of college, and then I was called into the Army. I had to serve 2 years in the Army.
Okay, Korean conflict?
No, it was after the Korean conflict.
Oh, okay.
It was kind of in the peacetime between Korea and Vietnam.
Oh, okay.
And when I got, I was getting out just as Vietnam was heating up to get started.
Oh, okay.
So I came back then, and that was in 1961 when I got out of the Army.
Okay.
So I worked a while, taking care of my mother and doing. Then I went back to college at Mississippi State.
Okay.
That was the first year that blacks could go over there. So,
okay.
So that was where I could stay at home and also go to school.
Sure.
So that's what I did, and so I went over there working part-time and going to school part-time. Yes. So then I got married, so I had to stop again. Okay. So I got married.
You fell in love, in other words.
Yeah,
yes.
And so I had to stop again. Then, then back in the early '90s, the year I was elected to the legislature, then I went to Faulkner University down in Montgomery because I was only like a year from completing my degree.
Okay.
So that's where I got my degree from, Faulkner University in Montgomery, Alabama.
What was your major that you finished up with?
My major?
Yes.
Was business administration.
Oh, okay. Very good. Mm-hmm. And so, how many children do you have?
I have just one.
You have one?
Uh-huh.
Okay. And it's a male or female?
I have one son.
Oh, okay.
And one grandson.
Oh, okay. All right. And so they are in the county, or are they elsewhere?
No, they're in Clay County.
Oh, okay.
They live next door to me.
All right. Now, when did you become interested in being a Mississippi legislator, though? Immediately after that?
Well, not immediately after that. I had worked, I guess, for almost 10 years helping other people get elected.
Okay.
So I ran for supervisor and I ran for supervisor 3 times. I won the 3rd time.
Okay.
So I figured the first 2 was teaching me a lesson in real politics, not the theory.
Yeah.
I got the theory when I was going to Mississippi State because I was taking up political science as a backup major, and so the 3rd time I won supervisor. So because I had been complaining about what other folk weren't doing, so I decided to run myself.
Yeah, and straighten up. In other words, make some reforms.
Yeah. So then while I was supervisor, so the district I lived in became a majority black district. So I said, well, I'll try that because I know how. As I read and keep up with what's going on, what a struggle that the legislators had to get the district that way, and I felt that it would be remiss if nobody would run because we couldn't get nobody else to run at the time.
Yes.
So I threw my hat in the race and won the election. But prior to that, after I told you I went in the Army. When I got out, when I went in, when I had to swear that I'd die for my country and the people, when I went into the Army, I promised God that day with my hand up that if I get back, I would, because at that time black folks couldn't vote, couldn't register to do nothing.
Yes.
So I promised God then if I got back, I was going to work for the rights that I said I'd die for.
Yes.
So that's kind of how I got involved in the
it was realistic
activity when I got back.
Yes. Very realistic approach and everything. On the situation of you being elected and the like, how did you go about that? Did you have a campaign manager and all of that, or did you do it all yourself?
No, I didn't have a campaign manager. I basically did it myself.
Oh, you did?
You see, for somebody to vote all that time as a campaign manager is kind of expensive, and I just didn't have the money. Just don't have the money to hire a campaign manager. As people say. Plus the fact I like people, and I like to go out and visit people and know them myself because I think people ought to know their representative.
Yes.
So I primarily went around myself. Now, that doesn't mean that I didn't have other people helping me, but they just wasn't a campaign manager.
Yeah. Now, so your strategy was to go to the people neighborhood by neighborhood, and in as much as you had family recognition, it wasn't so difficult to sort of get the support, was it?
Oh, yeah, it was, because, see, I don't represent just one county. See, I represent part of Monroe County and part of Lowndes County.
Okay.
So the people in Clay County pretty well knew my name, but then I had to get the people up in Monroe County, and at that time Chickasaw County. But it just it just so happened that it was one or two people in those communities that I knew, and so I kind of started from there. And then when the other people, because they was proud to see a black person running too, and especially when you run into those people that had been landowners for years, and that's the key.
Yeah,
they are different type of people from people who have always lived on plantation or lived in the projects. Their whole mindset are different.
Indeed it is.
So I kind of got with them, but strange as it may seem, and I just tell this as something on the side, is that up in the district I represent in Monroe County, they had a meeting up there about, they were just then starting to get garbage collected in Mississippi. So I went up there to the meeting because I kind of wanted to meet some people. So Mike Mills, who was the state representative white from Aberdeen, he told me, he said, David, said, come by and see me, I might can help you. So I said, okay. So Aberdeen, South Aberdeen is in my district too. That's in Monroe County. So I started going up there and trying to meet the people, especially the black influential people. I met the president of NACP, but excuse me, trying to, kind of get a stake into things.
Yes.
So when he wasn't introducing me to nobody else.
Oh.
So then I said, well, look, I'm going to have to do this on my own.
Yes.
So I said, well, I go by here and see Mike, because he told me to come by, and I get that over with, but I don't see how he can help me. That's what I said to myself.
Yeah, I understand.
So I went by and I talked to him, and we talked and all. So, and that was about 11 o'clock in the day, and so he said, okay, David, I'll help you. So he called some black people there. By 1 o'clock, I had my campaign plans for Monroe County. Now, but what happened? You find in the many communities that the professional folks don't deal with NACP. Because they was telling me, now don't you bother with those NACP folks, because they whatever. But I knew from experience that those are folks on the ground who get out to vote. So I just never brought them together. I just dealt with them, and so it was, it was very successful that way.
Sure. Sure. In other words, he knew the lay of the land, and he perhaps showed you the real approach that you really had to use.
Yeah. In other words, he brought those people there, and they started to ask me, such and such a one, such and such a place, because they knew, they lived in the county, they pretty well knew the whole county layout, which I didn't at the time. So they planned it, and that's what it, what it was.
Now, you were initially elected in what year?
93.
93? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I elected in 92 and took off in 93.
93, I see. All right. Now, there was a substantial increase in blacks after
that election was the
one. And
And the other thing that
Yes.
that since you were doing this in reference to Robert Clark, so Mac and Robert Clark was good friends too. So
Okay.
that's how he, one of the reasons he helped me. And
Yes.
many times people think that whites won't help blacks, but they will. But they are not going to be out in the front on it.
Yes.
But
Yes.
they'll help you.
Yes, yes, sort of
Yeah.
privately, but they're not going to go on TV and all these kinds of things, not so readily.
No.
But should I say behind the scenes or whatever?
Behind the scenes.
Yes.
Behind the scenes.
Yes. Now, is it that you knew Robert Clark prior to this? How far back did you, should I say, involve yourself with Robert Clark?
I knew him through reading. I didn't know
Yeah,
him.
okay.
I had met him one or two times before,
Yes.
but I didn't get to know him until I was elected. But he was one of the first people to call me after I was elected too.
Yes. So, in other words, you didn't participate in his congressional race at all.
No.
But there were people who maybe, well, certainly that's not your district, but there were some blacks who you knew really that supported him in the Delta. And the
Oh
like,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. I knew quite a few people that supported him. Yeah.
Okay. Now, since you've been in the Mississippi legislature, have you been appointed to any task forces or special commissions, anything to do any special work by the governor or by any task forces or whatever?
Let me see. Yeah. Let me see what have we worked on. I was on one for Medicaid.
Okay.
Trying to come up with Medicaid a couple of years ago.
Okay.
But I haven't been on any other task force. The committees I've been on have not had a task force that works.
Okay. All right. Let me move on.
But I do serve on committees in the House, though,
Sure. So your appointments to committees are pretty much standard 4 per year, right? 4 per, in other words, right now, you are on 4 different committees, maybe if not
No, I'm on
more.
5.
So that's what I'm saying. Can you readily name these? I guess I can look at this and find out. But have you always served on these 5 for the most part?
No, I've changed committees. Now I serve on appropriation, agriculture, apportionment, election, apportionment, election, county affairs, and interstate cooperation.
Oh, okay.
Now those are ones I got in this last 4 years. Prior to that, I think I had 4 committees, and I was on transportation then, and I was on conservation and water resources.
Okay.
So I changed back. Well, I changed from those committees to the one I'm on now.
Oh, I see. All right. Now, Robert Clark was a strong advocate of education. He was chair of the education committee, and certainly we understand that Betty Newman may have been the person who orchestrated this to some. At least he named him chair.
Yeah.
When this person left, so to speak, to take a position somewhere else, and this was prior to you arriving and the like.
Yeah.
But let me focus in on the years that you were in the House. Can you relate any of the appropriation bills that you supported along with Robert Clark to help the historical black colleges and universities?
Oh yeah. We all support the black universities and all, but he was always a champion of it. He lead the leadership for education, period.
Yes.
And wherever we could, we do it for the black colleges and universities too. But one of the things that many times people don't understand that we basically make the appropriation to the institutions of higher learning,
Yes.
not to the specific universities
Yes.
until it's something special
Yes.
out there in addition to the regular appropriation.
Yes.
You know, sometimes like we may appropriate for a dormitory or,
Yes.
or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. See?
Yeah.
Yes. So now, on the note of what you were saying, and here again, you've been observing the politics that is related to higher education for the most part. Is it that Jackson State's president might have a little more clout with the legislature than Alcorn State? What's your take on that, basically? I mean, with the legislators being down there lobbying, or sending someone from their universities to lobby for their specific university.
Well,
do you think that Alcorn has the ups on Jackson State? Did Jackson State has a more powerful block of support? You understand the essence of my question?
Well, yeah, but there is no distinction between the university. All the universities have a lobbyist over there, somebody from that institution.
But some of them are more visible, though, aren't they?
Well, his name will come back to me. The Alcorn Alcorn man, he was there when I got there. Well, see, Jackson State. No, it wasn't Washington.
Bristow?
No, he was a lobbyist. He wasn't a...
I thought you were talking about the president.
No.
Okay.
But what I'm saying, you see,
yes.
when these presidents change, many times they change the lobbyists too.
Yes.
In Jackson State have, of course, the one they got now, he wasn't the lobbyist when I went there, for example. Okay. You see what I'm talking about? But Dr. Waters.
Okay.
He was the lobbyist for Alcorn.
Sure. Okay.
You see, he had been there way before I come even. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
So that may, and so naturally he would know the people more readily than a new guy coming in. But I don't think basically one of the schools has more of an inroad than the other, because basically we try to fund all of them to the extent we can to try to get what we can for them.
Okay. And so Valley, so in other words, you're saying that the people from the Delta don't necessarily just support Delta State and Mississippi Valley.
They support Jackson as well, and Alcorn too.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the way that's the way. See, it's only 37 of us, and we have to be together, whatever institution.
And the same prevail for all the community colleges, then also pretty much. There are allocations for all these segments and elements of it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna move on to some other things here. You maybe came at the time of men like Ed Blackman. Was he in your initial class?
No, Ed was there before I was.
Oh, he came in the 80s then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Who came as a freshman with you that was black? Can you just readily name one or two? Yeah. Because I guess I could look this up.
Willie Bailey from... Not Willie Bailey. Willie Perkins. Willie Perkins came when I come. Willie Perkins came when I come. Reese Dixon, O'Meara Scott, Earl Banks, and who else from Jackson came when I came.
I know Earl Banks is from
Dennis Sweet, he came. He
Dennis
was a year
Sweet, yes. Oh, okay.
Dennis Sweet, and let's see, Jimmy Thorne was from the Delta. I think those are all I can think of right now that came.
Okay.
When I came, yeah.
So, what is your understanding, or how would you explain the power shift of the speaker when Tim Ford came in? Was it that there was a change that both blocks wanted, both whites and blacks? You know, Tim Ford came in 91, or thereabouts, right before you did, perhaps.
Yeah.
So it seemed as if, would you say that Robert Clark had something to do with that, or he totally supported Robert Clark as being Speaker Pro Tem for the first time?
Who, Tim Ford?
Yes.
Yeah. It's my understanding that the legislature, the black legislatures there at the time, they made a deal with Tim Ford, and that I think they would support him for speaker or whatever, and Robert Clark was going to be his running mate, and that Ed Blackman was the one drawing up the districts at that time, and Ed could draw as many districts as black districts as he could.
Yeah.
So that's what they went with. That's what I understand now. I wasn't there, but that's what I was told.
Right. Okay. And it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
It worked. Yes. Now, another question along that line, and I'm going to taper off here. The book I'm sharing with you about Robert Clark, Journey to the House. Are you familiar with that book?
No, it's been a while since I read it, and I'm not sure. Because see, I bought one when he signed it. I got a signed copy of it. Okay. So, but it
came out in 2003.
Yeah, so I read it then.
Yes.
So I don't, I can't remember,
yes,
all of that about it now. But you can ask me some questions, maybe I can.
Okay. Did you know that he ran for superintendent of Holmes County, superintendent of schools for Holmes County? That's mentioned in the book too. Do you remember those years?
I remember reading it, yeah.
Oh, okay. In other words, and do you think that was the reason why he decided, well, look, I'm just going to go and to the Mississippi legislature, because the politics in Holmes County is going to not be successful for me, because they made it an appointed position rather than an elected position after he ran for superintendent. I just observing this.
No, just from my observation, I think that basically he saw things similar to I did, that there was an opportunity for him to go to the legislature, and he decided that he would do it because he is the best qualified person, and that nobody could dispute the fact that he was well qualified.
Yes.
So he had, in my opinion, they had a better chance of winning, because the district was majority black at that time.
Yes. And you think it helped him to be a gentleman farmer and the like, land, and he was established as a landowner and the like? You think that figured into the equation at all? Not only was he, should I say, an educator and the like, but he had land, he had connections, and he had an expanding, we might say, electoral base.
Yeah, all of that, all of that helps, because the fact that when we run as blacks, you got to have something back there as a base.
Yes.
Because when you run, you don't know whether you're going to win or not. So you have to have something that you got that you can fall back on.
Yes.
And that figures into when you're running. and everything else you do.
Yes. And another question along that line. Since you've been there, and you were there since '93, was Robert Clark very high on economic development for the state across? Now we talk about economic development. And, and new industries being brought in, and should I say the plant up in Canton?
He was always economic in education, and what people don't understand in economic in education is like a man and a wife. If one is not there, then the other one is not. The other one's going to have a hard time. They may make it, but they're going to have a harder time doing it. And the other thing that I think that very few people understand is that economic development is done from the local level. The mechanism to help them do it is at the state level. And I think people make that mistake of that somebody going to bring something in and hand it to you, which they are not. But if you come up with the idea in a plan, then the state got the resources to help you. And the other thing is that we talk about economic development, but in economic development, what used to be an old definition is that the government doing something, bring it in, because I think it comes from that Vanna agriculture with industry years ago.
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, so I think we still have that concept. See, now economic development, as far as when it comes to the government, is infrastructure and things of that nature, because people make investments in companies. They are privately owned, not the government. And I don't think many times that we understand that. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a lot of times, I live about 18 miles from here, and see, Columbus got a whole lot of things that we don't have very much. So they be talking about in Columbus, in West Point, we need this and the other. But what they're not understanding, like, for example, they say, well, we ought to have a Captain D's. Well, my point is, if you want one, you got to invest your money and get it. Because the government can't bring it there. You understand what I'm saying? But many times we miss that point.
Yes. Yeah, the franchise and all of this, and the study has to be, basics. I know what you mean.
Yeah. Well, see, the basic and investment to get it there come out of people's pocket, somebody's pocket. So therefore, if you put up that business, then the business owner got his money in there, got to see where he can make a living off it or make a profit. But like then, if the business say they coming there, well, if the like the local government could provide infrastructure, like, well, we're just talking about with a McDonald's or Captain D's, you don't have that. But if you got a big company come in, the state has things where they can get some loans from MDA to help them. The county or the city give them a tax break. They can build a road into wherever they is, wherever they happen to be, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But they're not going to do it.
Got to have the weight of the state in the long run. Now, if not up front.
Yeah, you may have to have the state, but if you got something that coming in there, then the state will help you. You got the Appalachian Region Commission to help bring in certain things. You got the local utilities to help and bring into things, but the basic concept of development got to come from your local people.
Yeah. Now, on that note, you do have the politics somewhat changing in Mississippi as far as in your area and further north to some degree. New industries coming in, and and for the most part, a new conservatism is taking place, because it seems like to me the Republican Party is on the rise in Mississippi. And so is this a reason why the Delta is losing out as far as block power is concerned? Seems like to me, what explains it's McCoy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's Speaker of the House now?
Uh-huh.
Now, he's from the Northeast.
Yeah.
And so prior to this time, you have had pretty much the Delta having the speakership, and for the most part, whatever. So is this how it's going to be, as you see in the it seems like to me the Northeast is no longer weak, if you understand what I'm saying. All those counties, including yours,
okay,
Tupelo, and all these other areas.
The other thing that I don't think people have understood over the years, is that the coast, well, basically Highway 49 ran the state. From Highway 49, from the coast to the Delta, ran the state.
Yes.
They got nothing up here.
Yes.
Because they had the district drones, so because they didn't have the one man wouldn't vote.
Yes.
So you had the people was from those districts.
Yes.
And that everything was from Jackson, from the coast to Jackson, up to the Delta, period.
Yes.
And that was the coalition that was made for years.
Yes.
And that coalition had somewhat, well, when blacks started getting elected in the Delta, then that threw the coalition off, because because the coast didn't have those planners from the Delta to override everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not that North Mississippi, North and Northeast Mississippi. Yeah, they have gained some power.
They're gaining in population also. I'm looking at the shifts in population and the like. It seems like to me there's a lot of people moving into DeSoto County and Marshall County, and
but they moving out of Memphis. There, they can move out of Jackson to Rankin and Madison.
So it seems as if, and also it seems as if it's far more Republicans in that area. Would you agree or not?
Oh, yeah, because see, in order for you to be moved from Memphis down to DeSoto County and not building the lease side house is 2,000 square feet, then you have to have money. So it is. DeSoto, see, right now, DeSoto County, Republicans get DeSoto County, and they get Lowndes County, and they get Madison and Rankin. And then they get the coast. That's all they got to campaign in, a statewide man. That's all. He doesn't have to bother about the other county. Excuse me. That's why it's so expensive, especially for the Democrats to win, because they got to go to about all counties.
Mm-hmm. Oh, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay. All right. All right. I'm going to taper off here and just ask this question. Do you take exception to me referring to Robert Clark as being the most influential African American in 20th century Mississippi politics?
I would put it to he was the most influential elected official in the 21st century.
Yes.
But not necessarily the most influential person. Now that's really because Avery Henry had more influence than anybody in Mississippi during that 20th century.
You think so?
Ain't no thing.
In the AACP.
Huh?
You see him as having this kind of unofficial. Well, he was in the House.
Yeah,
in the end.
He was in the House in the end.
Yes.
But when you take it as century as a whole, then Avery Henry would be, in my opinion.
Okay.
Because
not Charles Evers, but Avery Henry.
No, Charles Evans didn't influence nobody but Jackson.
Yes.
Now, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Abraham Henry.
Yes.
That would be my. But now, elected people, Clark was.
Yes.
Period.
Okay.
But as for the, that's my opinion because, Abraham Henry could influence people everywhere, and they knew his name was a household name.
Yeah.
Clark didn't quite reach that. Little children could tell you Abraham Henry.
Okay.
Because he was in the news so much during the 60s and all of that. And people
the Democratic Party, season of the Democrats in 68 and all of that. I understand where you're coming from on this.
Now, that's my opinion. But that's not to negate anything Robert Clark did.
Yes.
But, Abraham Henry was just, I think, if I had to pick somebody, I would pick him.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, I've asked you a lot of questions and the like. Now, are there any comments you would like to make voluntarily for the record here? I know I didn't cover everything, but are there some matters that you would like to share with me for the record here?
Yeah, I think that Robert Clark was a solid Christian man that had education and economic development at heart, and that he was able to push his agenda through the legislature when only was 5 or 6 there.
Yes.
And that was the 1982 Education Reform Act.
Sure.
And I think and that everybody in the state, black, white, blue, or brown, can be proud of Clark for doing that through the legislature.
And the executive leadership almost took that credit from him, though. When you say, went to get the credit for that bill more than Clark. What is your real take on this?
Well, it's always that way. See, because once it passed and goes to the executive branch, you only got one person.
Yeah.
Many times you don't see that in the legislative process because it's 122 people in that house.
Yes.
And 52 in the Senate.
Yes.
But it's always that way. Like they say, well, Barbara did this and that. The legislature has done it. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because a governor theoretically can't do anything. The legislature have to do it to get it to him.
Yes.
But people don't understand it that way. But that's the way it is.
Yes.
You see buildings come up. They building a building, for example, in Clay County over here for the narcotics. Haley Barber, governor up there, said nothing about the legislature. But the legislature wouldn't appropriate the money. He just signed it when he got to it. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So that's just the way it works. No, he hasn't. They don't usually credit individual legislators for things.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, because it's just the nature of how it is.
Yes. Thank you very much for sharing your reflections on the Robert Clark era at this time, Representative Gibbs.
Okay.
All right.
And thank you for the chance, because I think it's deserving of any honor he can get, any honor people could give him, because he went through a lot, so that people like me could eventually come along.
Indeed. Indeed.